Welcome back, Officers Republic. It's your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief, APGAINS, and a team that I've been but seeing get disrespected a little bit. As you guys know, I do mostly early, mid-game, and then a lot of like really fine-tuned end-game counter nonsense, right? So I see hundreds and hundreds of accounts a week. You know, we do hundreds of roster reviews a week. Usually we're live on YouTube 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you guys want help with your roster, just want to come hang out. But the General Grievous Separatist Droids team I've seen be disrespected a lot. A lot of people love to go for gas eventually or early, or they do this or they do that, and they minimum gear, they relic 3 their B1, they gear 12 the rest of the droids, and they avoid General Grievous. Or, God forbid, and really end game players always tell me this, right? They always, every time this comes up and I mention this, they're like, why? Why would anyone ever do this? They placed General Grievous on defense, right? For the longest time, years ago, General Grievous was a great defensive team, right? There was no Galactic Legends to worry about. He stole banners. Yeah, you could Jedi Knight Revan him, but people were using Jedi Knight Revan other places, blah, blah, blah. General Grievous might be one of, if not the most versatile offensive teams that there is. That's true for early game players if you happen to rush gas for whatever reason, right? That's true for mid-game players who should have this team unequivocally. That's true for end-game players. What are some things that I would use like my General Grievous team? Now, before I got the Wampa Omicron, I would just usually use my General Grievous against Sith Eternal Emperor, right? Lots of people love to have Sith Eternal Emperor early and slap that man on defense, especially if you don't have a Galactic Legend, right? A lot of times people will rush an SLKR or a Sith Eternal Emperor, and if you don't have that character, they'll place it on defense, kind of moronically thinking that that's going to give them an advantage. Of course, they don't know that that's, not exactly how you want to play your Grand Arenas. That being said, when I see those Sith Eternal Emperors, I take them out with General Grievous pretty easily. I go about my day, I go up and I clean up the GAC, right? What are some other teams that you could use? Like, let's say you're in the early game or you're in the mid game and you're not worrying about Sith Eternal Emperor, or you have your Wampa Omicron and that's not exactly where you want to use your General Grievous, right? Well, in the very early game, basically, I think according to .gg, 100% win chance against Geos. That should be no biggie. 100% win chance against Night Sisters. 97.5 win chance against a team that you're probably not going to see very often if you're watching this video right now, which is, Darth Revan Malak, Basilishan Fallen, Marauder, with the Maul lead. The Maul lead will try to, get them to not be Imperial Trooper countered a little bit. 92% win percentage against Mon Mothma. Now here's the big one. 90% win percentage against Iden. Now a lot of these discrepancies from 100% down to like 91.8, 92.3%, these are simply, they have higher relics than you do. Your team is not optimized, whatever. Basically, you're going to win these battles. You're going to win Geos. You're going to win Night Sisters. You're going to win Darth Revan Malak with Maul lead. You're going to win Mon Mothma. You're going to win Iden Versio. Now, here's the two big ones that I want you guys to take home, especially if you're in the earlier to mid-game, right? Because you guys are the players who are going to need the most bang for your buck out of your teams. You're not going to have teams like, Gas maybe, or maybe you do have Gas, but you're not going to have Kenobi Cat, or you're not going to have, a bunch of capital ships where you can do what I'm doing on defense, right? You're not going to have a bunch of capital ships at 4-point-something million GP where you're going to be winning all of your Grand Arenas, with the classic defense that everyone knows and loves, not placing any characters on defense, right? You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to need the most bang for your buck out of these teams, right? Usually, people have strong Commander Luke Skywalker teams, right? Oftentimes, they save them for offense just in case their opponent has gas, but sometimes they place them on defense, and they can be absolutely annoying, especially in Territory Wars. I don't know if you guys care anything about Territory Wars, but my opponents always have like a wall of Kenobis, a wall of Vaders, and then just like gases and CLSs, right? Usually we save our GGs and we just go and we wipe the floor with CLS. CLS gains a bunch of turn meter. General Grievous helps stop that. 91% win percentage against, fully Relic 7, Relic 8 CLS teams. It's awesome, right? Thank you for trying to sell me this Scoundrel Faction pack and Mega Pack, Capital Games. I'm really happy that you did that. But here's the kicker. We're getting more Gas, Jedi Knight Luke, kind of really powerful non-GL but kind of GL teams, right? And these come in the form of Starkiller and now Malgus. Malgus is going to be kind of like Starkiller, kind of like Boba Fett signed a Jango if we're in Territory Wars, kind of like what we probably assume the Grand Inquisitor is going to be. Thank you for trying to sell me Gear Completion Bundle too. It's the second one, guys. Now, not to get derailed from the video, but the first one, no, absolutely not. I would never give Capital Games my money. But Gear Completion Bundle 2, that's really where they got me. What was I saying? Starkiller, General Grievous counters Starkiller at, I'd say, like on average, a 85% win percentage, which, you know, in Grand Arena is pretty high. And these are not like off. These are like thousands of potential battles I'm looking at right here that have gone in these high win percentage categories. Literally probably like 10,000 battles right there. So the moral of the story is it's easy to want to get the Galactic Legends. It's easy to want to get the gas and, you know, min gear that. But there are a couple of teams out there, like the General Grievous Droid Separatist team right here, even without Wat Tambor. A lot of times you don't want to have Wat Tambor in here. You want to have Nute Gunray instead. The point I'm trying to make is that if you're going to be an efficient early and mid-game player, especially if you're going to be free to play, you're going to need teams like, as you guys know, I have weird names for all of my teams, but you're going to want the civilized team. You're going to want so uncivilized. You're going to want the General Grievous droids because you're going to counter your Starkillers. You're going to counter your Sith Eternal Emperors. You're going to counter your Mon Mothmas, your Iden Versios, which can be a pain in the butt. Your Darth Revan Malaks, your Night Sisters, your Geonosians, your Commander Luke Skywalkers. This is going to give you, and probably a lot of other things that are going to come into the future. And those are just the teams that people usually use them against. Any of the other tertiary teams, they're going to wipe the floor with, right? And a lot of times, all it comes down to is you have like an okay, you know, leftover gas team, right? So let's hop into the journey guide, right? Let's make a quick little point here for you guys just to kind of hammer this home real quick. You're getting gas, and a lot of times you can do one of two things. You're either going to gear Relic 3 your B1, Gear 12 everyone else, and now that the event's a lot easier, you can probably go and wipe the floor with it, or you're going to like really highly relic your team and do whatever, right? Either way, the General Grievous team is not so much about the highly relicedness of the other team, but rather the highly relicedness of General Grievous himself, right? So even if it's all Relic 5, or you have one Relic, or they're all Gear 12 even, just having that ability, plus the synergy to cancel turn meter against CLS, to do big damage, to every time someone dies, you have, you know, a little nuke in his AoE because it will reset his cooldowns. He does all of his damage based on his health, so if you can get him like really highly reliced on health, he'll do, you know, deal physical damage to all enemies based on Grievous's max health, inflict target lock for 2 turns, remove 30% turn meter from them. This cannot be evaded. Like, the kit works so perfectly well with the team, whether or not they're strong or weak, right? It's a good synergy team, very efficient, good at beating a lot of stuff. A team that you guys absolutely must have. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I don't even know what month it is. Is it April? Is it May? I don't know. Whatever it is, help boost my ego by subscribing. We're trying to get 16969 subscribers by whenever that happens.